just thinking about the human brain and how absolutely amazing it is in what it's capable of. I was reading The End of Alzheimer's, and I always forget the name of the book, which is quite comical, but I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it this time. And one of the things it was talking about was just that Alzheimer's is actually a protection mechanism that our brains have produced. So bear with me for a minute. You're like, no way, that cannot be. But our brains try to protect us from everything, whether real or imagined. And the bad thing is our brain cannot tell the difference between, well, it can tell the difference. It reacts the same to real or imagined threats. So when we start panicking about what might happen and start freaking out about things that we're worried may or may not happen, something might not work out. If you're swimming in the ocean, you might run into a shark, whatever the case may be. Our brain starts to create that panic, and our body then reacts to that panic, even if it's not a real threat. Our bodies will protect us from those threats, real or imagined, and it has protection mechanisms in place, and so that's what causes a lot of anxiety. It will cause depression in some people, and it actually can cause Alzheimer's. So in this book, The End of Alzheimer's, did I write his name? Yes, Dale E. Bredesen, doctor, wrote that book after many years of experiments and study on Alzheimer's, and it talks all about what Alzheimer's is, and it's actually a defense mechanism to different things that our body has come into contact with. And that defense mechanism leads to Alzheimer's, which is really quite counterproductive to what our brain should be doing, but that is its way of protecting us from different things like inflammation, a shortage of brain-supporting molecules, and a susceptibility to toxic compounds, and that's directly from that book. So it's really interesting to read about and see how things that we are doing every day and things that we're eating every day is actually contributing to the increase in Alzheimer's. And it's all because our brain is trying to protect us, and it builds up these amyloids, it's called, and amyloid plaques. And those plaques are what doctors try to keep from becoming prevalent, because that's what then keeps your brain from fully functioning. So, really interesting book if you're interested at all in Alzheimer's or the brain, period. It's a good book. I did eat some sugar today, which is not good for the brain, and definitely feeling the effects of that. So I am working from a picture of very aged hands that are all warped by arthritis. So I'm still challenging you all to try to scratch an itch with your brain if you haven't tried yet. Remember, just visualize yourself, visualize your hands actually scratching, and you will hopefully be surprised by the itch going away. It has definitely made my nights much better because, like I said yesterday, I have a hard time getting comfortable when I go to bed, and so it's really annoying when I have to move to scratch. So I learned I could scratch and itch with my brain years ago, even before I discovered I could do this. That's the joy of my Wabi Sabi series. Sometimes they are a mess, and that's okay. Just like life, sometimes it's a mess. What you do with that mess is what's important. After reading that book on Alzheimer's, reading the chapters I read this morning, I am going to be much more cognizant of what I'm eating and see if that makes a difference in how my performance is doing this. Seriously though, I want you guys to try to scratch an itch with your brain. And then tell me if you did it. Anyway, I'm gonna let this mess be done and say goodnight. Calling it good. It's a Wabi Sabi. Beauty in the imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.